Finance Committee of Parliament, which forwarded some elements in the Banking Act Amendment Bill and its proposed amendments. The bill, among others, proposes that if a shareholder has an issue or a case in the court, they should not get dividends. That's the story.
Okay, and on the third page, there is another story which says Iceland pumps 504 million kwacha into MHRC, and part of the story says the Embassy of Iceland has pumped 504 million kwacha into the Malawi Human Rights Commission (MHRC) to strengthen human rights-based intervention with a focus on sex-based discrimination in Malawi. Speaking at the official handover of the vehicle that comes as part of the project, Iceland Minister of Foreign Affairs Todisi Kagan said the project will run for 3 years. She said they understand the financial challenges faced by MHRC, hence the support.
Alright, still on the front page of the Nation, ESCOM, a Genco contradiction power outage caused. Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, ESCOM, and Electricity Generation Company, Genco, have given conflicting explanations on the cause of the national power outage experienced yesterday afternoon. While ESCOM attributed the power outage to a system shutdown at around 4 minutes past 2 at Genco's Nkola Bay hydropower station, Genco said the problem had nothing to do with the outage. Partly the statement from Genco reads, they wish to inform the public that the leakage of the bypass pipe has nothing to do with the system shutdown that occurred area that's yesterday at 4 past 2.
Okay, now moving on to business pages, bankers react to rate hike, and part of the story says the cost of borrowing is expected to continue rising as the commercial banks have adjusted upwards the reference rate. The bank should be the benchmark for other rates to 17.3% from 16.6% last month. This comes weeks after the Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) of Reserve Bank of Malawi (RBM) raised the policy rate, which is a key driver of interest rates on loans from 14% to 18%.
Forex wars could hit remittance flow. Analyst says that's another business story in the Nation newspaper. Catholic University of Malawi head of economics Hopkins Kawai says the formal market could face dwindling remittances following the continued scarcity of foreign exchange in the country. In an interview on Thursday in reaction to a World Bank report which shows that money transferred from migrants to low and middle income countries, including Malawi, has increased by 4.9% to $626 million. That's about 750 trillion kwacha in 2022. He said people are opting for channels that fetch higher values of exchange rates. Kawai said remittances have an indirect stabilizing effect on exchange rate volatility at a time when other capital flows are fluctuating by offering a regular source of foreign currency.
Still in the business part, remember you're watching First Review on Luntha television, and for today you're with me, King Mage Kamindo, and my colleague
Bernard Manza.
Moving on, track mining proceeds, and the part of the story says the Council for Non-Governmental Organization in Malawi Kongoma has called upon the government to establish a separate account where proceeds from the mining industry will be kept. For some time, mining players have been complaining the money realized from the industry is not well conducted for, and in an interview, Kongoma Executive Director Ronald Mtonga said the separate account will help to improve accountability.
CDH Investment Bank donates 16.9 million kwacha to Mary's Mills. CDH Investment Bank has donated 16.9 million kwacha to Mary's Mills for the construction of a kitchen and to feed for 1 year 160 learners at Mbinda Junior Primary School in Blantyre. Speaking in Blantyre during the presentation of the check, CDH Bank Chief Executive Officer Kwame Ahaji said the gesture is part of the bank's corporate social responsibility.
Now turning to us and culture pages, Faith off to USA, and the story says singer and guitarist Faith Musa left yesterday for Washington DC, United States of America, USA, to participate in a conference organized by a Transparency International and International Anti-Corruption Council. The artist, who recently performed in Ethiopia, courtesy of the Association of Malawians in Ethiopia, is going to USA as ambassador of fair play and will rub shoulders with legendary hip-hop artist Rakim.
On the arts and the Nation newspaper, Debbie Sharma vocals out with new single. That's another story appearing in the Nation newspaper today. Gospel amapiano artist Debbie has released a new single, Amen, which features Sharma vocals. In an interview, Debbie said the song is a celebration of what God has done in her life. She said she wants her followers to appreciate what God is able to do when one believes in him.
Let's finish today's program by turning to sports pages. Now to the very back page, we start with local sports. Under 17 girls in the last four, that's the headline, and it has a caption which says junior coach has thrash Namibia set up Zambia crash. Partly, the story says Malawi girls under 17 national football team recovered from their poor start when they stormed into the semi-finals of the COSAFA Youth Championship with a 12-0 demolition of Namibia at Bingo National Stadium yesterday. The junior scorchers will face Zambia in the semi-finals tomorrow. In the case of anything you can do, I can do it better. The junior scorchers not only emulated their male counterparts to reach the semi-finals, but they did it better with a cricket scoreline to make it into the last four.
Something different from the Region 5 youth games. Gerard Jr. Banda set to return to action January, and partly injured Sudan-based midfielder Gerard Piri Jr. and his Tanzania-based compatriot Peter Banda are hoping to return to action next January. Piri has been out of action since June this year when he sustained an Achilles tendon rupture during the Flames 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Guinea, while Banda suffered an ankle injury while on club duty last month.
Now, let's finish with an international story which says Giroud overtakes Theo Henry. Olivier Giroud becomes France's all-time leading men's scorer as the World Cup holders coasted past Poland to reach the quarterfinals. The AC Milan striker scored his 52nd goal for France to claim the country's outright record, surpassing the great Thierry Henry.
Alright, England face acid test against France. That's another international sports story in the Nation newspaper. England boss Gareth Southgate praised his side's ruthless victory against Senegal that has set up an acid test game against defending champions France in the World Cup quarterfinals. Southgate said facing the two-time world champions will be a great challenge for the three Lions.
Wow, with that story, I've also come to the very end of today's program of Place Review here on Luntha Television. Remember, we have just tackled some of the stories which are appearing in both papers, The Nation as well as the Daily Times. Maybe you may be interested to have your own copies. Each paper is going out at 1,000 kwacha. And that's it from us here. I'm King Mate Kamendo and my colleague
Brenad Manza.
Thank you for watching.